welcome to the SHEeo Society. Welcome to the Coffee and Conversation. So I hope you all have your coffees already. I'm going to go quickly into gallery mode because I want to see everyone's beautiful faces. Because, girl, these SHEeos showed up in their full beat, in their NARS Philippines full beat cosmetics. So please, I want to see all your beautiful faces because, as they say, this is the way we show up right now, especially in our digital world. But before I start, I just want to acknowledge all the communities who are here all together. I'm so happy because this is like our biggest coffee and conversation to date. We have four communities right here, right now, who all have their coffees, who all have something to share today about self-conviction and self-awareness. So first, I want to acknowledge this month-long conversation is actually in partnership with Rory and Sloan. So if you guys have seen the white bag that I've been posting lately, super lovely. Highly recommended to my SHEeos here are on the go who stuff everything inside their bag. So go get it. It's about to launch. And also acknowledge the presence of good shot coffee. So Shari, are you ready to take a photo? We'll do it later. If you have your coffees, maybe you can show it again, and I want to see if you received it. There
Yes,
you
you got,
go.
did you guys all get it? I hope you guys got it. If not, let us know. Let me know. Message me here, and
Yeah.
I'll make sure you get it tomorrow.
Okay, see.
Yeah. Do we all
I
have
love
it?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's take a photo later. Hopefully meron pang laman, but if not, it's fine. We just want to see it. If you can share it on your Instagram, lovely. So we can reshare it, tag at Rory and Sloan, tag the SHEeo Society, tag Pen Brothers. Thank you so much. So also I want to say hi to the Pen Brothers community, whom Tiarra is representing today. Which they also asked, is this open to men as well? Which I said, Tiara, our club is really open to everyone as long as they support, women empowerment. They're all for that equality and all for that, empowering each other. And then I'm all for it. Go for it. So there, like I'm sure a lot of you have seen the lineup this month. It's crazy. Shari and I worked hard for this event, and it's all about unbothered and unapologetic because there's so much things to unpack about this because I too also before, like I feel sorry about myself, and there's a lot of things that I wanted to share as well. So that's why it's the topic this month. I'm sure a lot of you are so excited. But if you guys don't know me yet, I just want to introduce myself. My name is May, and I'm the SHEeo, and I'm the founder of the SHEeo Society, the Club for Modern Women Entrepreneurs. So I just want to say hi to the SHEeos who are with me today. They always show up to the coffee and conversation because this is their favorite event of the month. And the fact that we open it to each and every one of you, this really means so much to all of us because this is the event where we strip it all down. We just lower our hair down. Sometimes we even show up with no makeup. We just wanted to share. So this is a very, very big event for us. And it's also the first event that I've ever hosted after the masterclass, where we actually built relationships here and have that meaningful conversations. Because as I've said, this is a safe space. So what I'm trying to say with a safe space, may it be if you have a different perspective or different beliefs and view, we're all here to learn from each other. So I hope, if there's something that you can take away, maybe you can apply to your little communities as well. This is it, this format of the coffee and conversation. So again, the fact that we opened this event today, it's all about the trust. So I hope you all can have something to share because I truly believe that we learn best from each other, and to have that, our eyes awaken to a lot of things. And I'm sure a lot of you have experiences about being unbothered and unapologetic. But before all that, I just want to call up again Shari to the stage. Let me add that pin. Hi, Shari. Is your sister here?
Hello.
Not yet.
Oh,
Well, was
she's
he right?
being a CEO right now. She has
Oh,
work.
yeah.
So I will be representing us for today. So I just wanted to say hi to everyone here, all the gals, all the CEOs. Guys, you all look so beautiful. Thank you for showing up. I've been looking through the screen and I can't wait to hear all your stories, what you have to share. Even if you don't want to speak up, diba, main, they can just message on the chat.
On the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, just message, comment kayo dyan kung ano na feel nyo, stories na, share it with us. We're
Yes.
excited. Yeah.
Shari, I can see someone who has doing a cameo behind you, and I can see the beautiful
Oh,
bag,
yeah.
the craft
May
bag.
product placement ako today, guys. So, may
Yeah.
product placement ako dito. This is our new bag. So, we're launching it. We will be emailing everyone here with a special code only for you guys. So, we have yet to launch this on 99, but for everyone here, we will have a special code for you that you can use on our website. It's a special, it's for you lang, and it's a discount code that you can get if you like
Yay.
the bag. I know we're not going anywhere, but if you have work, if you have errands, it's the bag that can fit all your needs. So yeah. Okay, that's it. Ayoko ng product placement. Let's talk about or ano here. Thanks for giving me time to talk about the bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Briefly lang, because
Yeah.
for so I'm sure a lot of the people here are entrepreneurs as well, and I would really encourage them to say about their brands here. Shai is like the good shot coffee pao. Is he here tonight?
Yeah, I know. Wala pa ata siya eh.
Wala
So
pa, yeah.
later I
So
will. But
later na lang, sige.
yeah,
And then I'll just call on Tiara right now.
our beautiful
Bear
host.
with me. Hi, Tiara.
Hi.
Hi,
Sorry.
Tiara.
Hi. Hi, how is everyone? I haven't seen the SHEeo for how many months. I'm so happy to be back here.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, because maybe like a lot of you are asking, why did I pick Tiara for tonight's conversation? Number one, I just wanted to share. Me and Tiara's conversation are like, sometimes we don't talk a lot, but like there are conversations that I know I can only talk to her about because of how unapologetic she is. And medyo rated 18. Okay. So one of the most memorable conversation, apart from the entrepreneurs, questions and all of that, yeah, I'm not sure if you remember yung kay Carla and Samu, yung sexy nila dun sa
Yeah. Yeah.
parang sabi ko, nag-repost kasi si Tiara dati, and she said like, oh my God, this scene is like beyond. And I'm like, I needed to say it to someone, like, girl, yes, that was everything. So I knew, but apart from that, it's Tiara that I know who's very unapologetic. Her stance on the whole feminism, and even like yung mga like our sustainability and all that movements that you can think of. That's our girl, Tiara. Yeah, by the way, like, do you want to like to say hi also to all your community today, and want to know what you have in store for us?
Oh yeah, of course. So hi everyone. So thanks, Rain. Yeah, I remember that conversation because I love that show so much. So shout out first to the Fan Buddies community, and actually like most of my interns are here as well. Hi. Also hi to my friend from Good Shot Coffee. I just found out she was going to attend this morning when we talked on Instagram. So hi, Danny. So all right. So everyone, hi Hilarious, I miss you. All right, so thank you so much, Main, for the introduction. All right, so maybe I'll just spotlight myself. All right, so today I'm going to talk about actually is self-conviction. So that's basically our theme. So before we all like talk about like self-conviction, I want to tell first a story about myself, about my journey with self-conviction and being unapologetic. So okay, but first, for people who don't know me yet, so I'm Tiara. I'm the marketing officer of Penn Brothers, and I'm also part of the SHEeo Society. And yeah, and now my experience. So my experience is I have always been confident with myself. So like not so. Number one, I'm being unapologetic with saying that I have always been confident with myself. So in school, I have been very self-assured, but my peers don't really see that. My peers has always told me that I was arrogant. So like they would give me examples. Like for example, I was arrogant because I read a passage in English class without saying. I was arrogant because I took club officer roles instead of focusing on my studies, even though my grades were high naman. And this was the most like the most bizarre for me. I was arrogant because I was simply wearing a very nice jacket in class because it was cold. Because like my my classmates would wear just like mga hoodies, like not that I'm against hoodies. I have hoodies naman, but like I like expressing myself through clothes, so I wear leather jackets at school, ganon, and they would tell me na I'm mayabang daw, and like I couldn't understand why. So you'd think that it won't bother me, but it bothered me so much, and to the point that it took a toll on my mental health. So I was like really questioning myself, like I was getting depressed. Like even my circle of friends, they told me that I was too much. Like I was too much of how I presented myself. So this affected me for years, and like to the point where my confidence deteriorated and started saying sorry for who I was. So like if I'm just gonna say, like if I'm just gonna answer something in class and my voice is loud, I'm gonna say sorry to my seatmates. And like legit, I was super like I kept on saying sorry for what I was doing, even though I wasn't doing anything bad at all. So I was constantly adjusting myself with people around me to avoid being called arrogant. So I became quiet, I became reserved, and I became this person I don't recognize anymore. So this went on even after I graduated college. So I spent years thinking about the things my classmates told me, thinking it was my fault. Then I remember that I had this guy friend who was really similar to me. Like we have the same like confidence level, we had the same personality, but he was referred to as confident while I was referred to as arrogant. But we're basically like the same person. So it really hit me. Like, okay, so why is he like being told that he's confident and he's very self-assured while I was being called arrogant or mayabang or maarte? And it was really like annoying for me. So then I realized like I wasn't too much for them. It's that they weren't enough for me. So now I want to ask uh, to all the Coffee and Convo participants right now. So have you ever felt this way? Like you're being constantly scrutinized for being who you are? And if you did, like what was your reaction and how did you deal with it? So any person who wants to share from the group. Always. Oh, Leah, do you want to share or?
Yeah, no, I'm like when
All
you were
right.
making cuentos, just like, oh my God, relate. Super. Because ever since I was younger, I have a very big personality, but um I guess like when I was like, very young pa, like very pabibo ako, like I'm very outgoing, but I was constantly told to um hone it in and all that stuff because people don't really like it when you're being too much now. So at a young age parang I was conditioned to think like um I have to rein it in every now and then. And as I grew older, it was like they're just trying, like they're making me feel small, like they're making me tell myself to shrink, to adjust to people. And then like when you said na it's not that I'm too much for them, it's they're not enough for me, I was like, yeah, exactly. Because like why should you adjust your attitude, your personality for people who can't handle it, so to speak? Like I've always had to um adjust because in like especially in school, like I would always volunteer and recite, and I'm very good student. But then I would hear people say like, ito naman ang pabibo na ito, like laging siya na lang pinipili. So syempre that would get to you, diba? So I'll be like, okay, sige, I'll be low key so that I don't call attention to myself. But then like that's the wrong way to go about it. Like you should, like the theme now, the is like being unapologetic. Like we shouldn't apologize for being who we are because like that's who you are na nga eh. Like why are you making yourself smaller just to please other people? We can't please everybody na nga. So why are we trying to do that?
Yes, very well said, Leah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I super agree. Like, why would you adjust talaga with other people? Do anyone else does anyone else want to share their cuentos?
Hi, Tiara. I wanna say something. So I'm workmates with Tiara. So I'm a project manager. The industry that I came from before Penn Brothers was construction. So it's a conventional one. So the ma'am sir culture, tenure is very important. But ever since I started working, I've been in the project management career path. So my role in the projects and construction projects is actually a project manager. So when I was dealing with like engineers that are more tenured, more older than me, my boss actually told me to um rein in my personality because I am a very bossy kind of strong personality person. So I make I'm a very effective project manager, I would like to believe, because I make things really move along. And then because of like me being younger and new to the company, I had to like rein it in just because of that. But I didn't really like feel sorry for myself because it's just who I am. I am very self-aware. I know my role in the company. I know my tasks, and that's the most efficient way I see it being executed. So I still do the things that I need to do.
Right. Thanks, Jan. Yes, I believe that you're a very effective project manager. I love working with you. So thank you so much for sharing that. Okay. Can I have one last person until we move on to our next question? Does anyone want to volunteer to share their experiences with this?
Hi,
All right.
Bianca. So very similar to what you were saying about the whole that you were wearing a nice jacket, or that maybe you were just speaking maybe better than the other classmates, and then they kind of like looked at you like, who's this Mayabang girl or something like that, or just because I don't know how to speak Filipino properly, it's more of like, oh, who is this girl, blah, blah. So I had the same experience, and it actually came from my best friend, and I didn't even know it came from my best friend was pulling me down, till it was my guy friends who also know her saying like, do you realize she puts you down a lot? And it was just like the way I dressed, or if we went through like back then when clubs used to be a thing, like I would be dancing and she would make comments saying like, yeah, I hate dancers in clubs because all their like the point of them dancing is to get attention. I'm like, it's an art. We like dancing. It doesn't matter if you're a good dancer or you or like a dancer. Like me, I have a background in dancing. So for me, it's more of like it's my way of expressing. So the way I dress and all that stuff, like I wore heels to clubs and she would wear sneakers and she'll be like, you're overdressed. And I'm like, it's you can wear whatever you want in a club. Like, what are you talking about? And then so I started realizing, and then also our other friends started realizing maybe because she's just kind of insecure because she is like the late bloomer in the group. So when I met her in college, I realized like maybe she was just letting these things out just because I was already in like doing things before she did when we met in college. So yes, same situation. And things I've always been like okay with myself. It was only when I met her that's when I started like bringing myself down. Only in college, because usually I'm like whatever, like that's my personality. But it's really when I met her, and then when I finally removed her out of my life, I went back to my like, I don't care. This is me. Like it's not my role to please you. It's my role to please myself. So why will I be here just for you? Yeah, it's I don't know. It's weird. Like it's definitely like I don't hate her, but it's obviously she has issues, and sometimes all you have to do is like you have to feel I guess sorry for them more than sorry for yourself. Like I hope this person grows and learns and figures out why she's acting this way, because it's not your fault, guys. It's the people talking, it's the people gossiping, like right, the bigger people will talk about other people. But the smaller people would constantly just gossip and like bring other people down. So yeah.
Here.
Yeah. Super agree. I kept on snapping while she was speaking, like, yes, girl. Yeah. So thank you so much, Bianca. Yeah, I super agree with what you said. I actually had a similar experience. Like, I had a similar friend as well. And like she would constantly would tell me, because I like wearing like like club button downs. I love blazers, but like to like streetwear. But like I have no problem with that. Like if it's her style, like whatever, like it looks good on you. But like don't change who I was, because she was already changing. Like don't wear that, wear this. Like no, girl. So yeah, snaps to you for like just standing up for yourself. So thank you so much for sharing. All right, so now with that said, I want to ask, like, with your experience of that, how did you manage become unapologetic of who you are? So some of my things is I think I realized this late, because I did say that it took years for me to like recover from what people were saying to me back in like college. It would take years, and actually realized this when actually it's my first year in Penn Brothers. I just realized it in my first year of Penn Brothers. I was actually in the bathroom in our office, and I took a look at myself in the mirror, and I legit didn't recognize myself. So so if you and I are like always together, you would know that I love dressing up and stuff. That day I was just wearing like, plain t-shirt, plain pants, and rubber shoes, and I'm like, that's not who I am. That's not who I am. That's so weird to see me like that. Like it's not me at all. Like people in the office, like if you've seen me in the office, you would know that I love to dress up. Like after that, so now like my process was I needed like daily reminders of things that made me who I am. So that one of them is me like dressing up really nice. And yeah, and I realized that I should stick with that because that's who I am. So how about others? How did you manage to become unapologetic of who you are? Does anyone want to share about that?
Me, I'd like to share. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes.
Hi. I don't know if my internet is getting choppy, but uh so I think, well, just to start it all off, I do feel like it comes with the territory. Um Being a strong woman in this time and in our culture is actually not really accepted as much as we want it to be. People think for the littlest thing that you're mayabang if, for instance, you dress nice, you talk straight, you're very forthright. If you present yourself in such a way that is confident and not cocky, they think that you're still cocky. But I do feel like one thing that helped me grow out of the shame, the guilt of being confident um, and quote unquote very strong and unapologetic was just seeking a balance, because there is a huge difference with being quote unquote unapologetic and then just not caring about how other people feel, and at the same time noticing when a person is just doing it to spite you or because they feel like you're too much for them. Then that's not something that you should think about much, right? So for me, what I did was, growing up, people also said a lot of stuff. Again, it comes to the territory. You're so intimidating, Dr. Bea. You're too straightforward. You're too opinionated. And when I listened to these people, I realized that yeah, maybe I do come off that way. So what do? I adjust. I adjust in such a way that doesn't diminish my power or my strength. I adjust in such a way that makes people feel like, hey, I'm not gonna bite your head off. But if you do say something um, that is offensive, if you say something that I feel is coming from a place of insecurity, then I will let you know, but I will let you know gracefully, because you don't have to be spiteful to be strong. You don't have to be noisy to be like empowered. You don't have to be intimidating to be respected, right? So I don't know. What I did was I just reminded myself that nobody knows you the way you know yourself. And if this person makes you doubt yourself, then they're not supposed to be in your life, honey. Because you will feel if somebody wants the best for you, and you feel if they don't. Like what happened to Bianca. Like I think there was something in her that was like, okay, she's not good for you. That's why you're not feeling well with her. And I think that goes. So that mantra that I have, when people try to make me doubt myself, is fantastic. Like telling myself, well, they can say everything that they want to say. I know myself better. And as long as I'm moving towards growth, I'm adjusting in such a way that will grow other people around me, then that should be good enough. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Doctora. I miss seeing your face. I miss all of you, honestly. Before we move on to the reads, actually Dana shared a quote in the chat, so I'll read it. So she said, "You will always be too much of something for someone. Too big, too loud, too soft, too edgy. If you round out your edges, you lose your edge." So yes, I super agree, and obviously, like a lot of people also agreed. So thank you so much for that quote. All right. So now I think Larisse wants to share.
Yeah, I miss everyone. Grabe, so nice to see familiar faces and that we're growing. Yeah, actually, parang yung what I'm going to be, what I'll be sharing is connected to what Dr. Bea said. But before that, parang more of me lang, or parang what happened before na my previous experiences. Kasi parang me, I think when like other women are not used to, or like other men, parang they're not used to seeing people, or parang women like us know what we want. Parang kasi there's a stereotype for women na parang, alam mo yun, women can't make big decisions, or we're usually like parang not, we don't stand firm with what we think, ganyan, diba? So, piling ko, we come out bossy kasi they're not used to seeing women know what they want. But how I got to get over with this parang bad stereotype, na-realize ko lang din na if we want to be heard, we also have to create a safe space for other women to be heard. So parang to be heard means hearing other people too. Like the only reason why we're comfortable to share our thoughts, not to be outspoken, to be opinionated, is because we found listeners. We found the right community to do that. And I think if we want to change other people, they have to see it in us. Like we have to practice what we preach also. So parang if we can be confrontational, if we can be straightforward, I think it's important na in our workplace, in our close community or parang network, you have to see na parang hindi tayo ganun ka-intimidating. Like, we have to help them speak up as well, like find their own voice. So, kasi feeling ko kaya lang din sila insecure because they don't know how to do it, diba? How to do it like we do it. So, yun, I think it's important. That's why the SHEeo Society is really good. Nag-plug in no? Although I know naman na lahat na tayo na-convinced na. But I think that's why it's so easy to speak in front of everyone. And if you notice, we're all Bibo here, by the way. It's not hard to find volunteers. It's because we can feel confident na we feel confident and safe to speak our minds. And then, yun nga, lastly, if the impact is big or way, way bigger, don't let it stop you from speaking. So, an example lang, in my previous workplace before, parang I was just a fresh grad. Tapos parang babae pa. I don't know, but in ad agencies, parang mansplaining is super big. Parang I had to pitch my ideas to men so that other men would accept my ideas. I don't know if you've experienced that. Nakakainis kasi parang whenever I pitch it, my ideas would get rejected. But if it comes from another person, and they say the same thing naman, parang immediately it makes sense to them, no? So, yun. But then I realized na nothing should hold us back if we know na the impact would be much, much bigger than just parang offending other people. Like, that's not up to us anymore. If other people get offended, at the same time, when we speak our heart out, we attract the right people. Parang kahit isa lang yan o dalawa na na-convince, if it makes sense to them, okay na yan. So there, that's what I wanted to share lang.
Thanks so much, Larisse. Oh my God. I think all of us got triggered when you said mansplaining. I was like, oh my God, yes. That was like, oh my god, something I won't like seeing back in my life right now. All right, thank you so much, Larisse. I love seeing your face. All right, so actually, can we get like at least one or two more? I actually want to hear from the Penn Brothers community. So anyone from Penn Brothers wants to share? Huwag kayo hiya. All right, how about I'm gonna call someone.
Hi, Pen
Hello, is
Brothers. It's a safe space.
how about my interns? Are my interns here? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, go ahead, go ahead. Thank you.
Hi everyone. So actually I'm using my daughter's account so you can see her photo. My name is actually May. So I want to share is that when I hit the age of 31, I decided to have a daughter. I want to have a kid. So when I decided not to get married by choice, of course, expected my parents and everybody around me judged me for my decision. That I was too open-minded, I'm too modern, I'm too, they tend to look at you like you're a bad person just because you choose to be a single mom. But the dad of my child is a very responsible person. It's just that at that point in my life, I know in myself, I'm ready to become a mom, but not a wife. I have, I have too many dreams for myself that asking permission with someone just, for you to be able to do anything, I don't think that's what's this. I would have got the guts to do so because I'm not really that type of person. So I'm just thankful that during the time that I made the decision not to get married and have a kid, my parents were so understanding. They were supportive. So regardless if people will judge me, and every time someone will ask you, oh, why are you not married and you have a kid or something like that? Because I came from an all-girls school since elementary to college. So I expect people to judge me. But I'm so thankful I found people who are willing to accept the decisions that you make, regardless if it's good for the eyes of the church or the eyes of the society. I just like to share that sometimes it's scary to make decisions that's not up. I mean, that's not the ordinary, wherein you have to, you have to really choose for yourself. Um, I do believe speaking out like this to people who would understand you is a big thing. It's because it's not encouraging you to do what I did. It's just you being responsible with your choices in life. Because nobody knows what's best for you except yourself. So I would rather advise most of the women around me to never get scared, to, to think outside the box or go out of your comfort bubble. Because you will always find people who would accept and understand you, regardless. Regardless if they think you did the wrong thing or you did the right thing. So yeah, that's it.
Oh my god, that was so beautiful.
I
Thank you
love
so
that.
much
I
for
just
that.
have to say that's so empowering. Thank you for sharing. We're close to
Yes.
tearing up here.
Can I share something? I just wanna acknowledge and agree because this is coming from me. I'm a single mom too, and I got married. I did the opposite that you did. I got married young. I chose to get married because everyone around me was saying, you got pregnant, you should get married. And I was fighting it. But I don't at 23, I don't think I'm ready to get married. I'm not ready to have a kid, but I'm gonna have my child. But at the same time, I don't think I'm ready to get married. So anyway, long story short, we got annulled in the end after 3.5 years of being married because I realized, it was not working out. It was it was getting toxic, and a lot of people around me, are saying, stay for the kids. X. That's not a good excuse. At the same time, magtiis ka kasi babae ka. Ikaw yung wife. Wives should sacrifice. Oh, that word. Don't emasculate. I hate this word. Don't emasculate your husband. Parang ganun. Emasculate? What is that word? There's no word na parang for women. Now we are effeminate, like walang ganon for women. And so anyway, I just want to affirm you for making that decision. It's such I think a lot of women our age, my age, younger, should not feel pressured because everyone is getting married, getting engaged, seeing all these beautiful weddings. It's not a happily ever after. It's not a Pinterest moment in life. It's a big, big decision. And I affirm you lang, Zakaya, for sharing that. So thank you.
Yay. Oh my God. Oh, those are so beautiful. Yeah, I was also close to tears. So I'm just finding it. And yes, actually, what you said about like, emasculating. I hate that word too. Actually, like a lot of us got triggered with like the word mansplaining and emasculate, and like, it feels so good to like talk about this. And like, yeah, I also experienced that like with my cuento earlier about like that guy friend of mine who's very similar with me, but he was confident and I was arrogant. That was such a gender role playing. So yeah. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Anyone else want to share how they manage to become unapologetic of who they are? Oh, Tiarra, go. Birthday twin.
Hi. I just wanna. So I was like almost crying with Miss what's her name again? Miss yeah, Miss Zakaya. I think her name was. I was so close to tears because it's like it's one thing to like shame a woman from like, oh, you're a little bit too much, or like, oh, you're dressing so weird, but it's another thing to keep a woman from exercising her rights and making her own choices. And wait a minute, again. The fact that she was able to like stand down with her choices. Um, kudos to you. One thing I learned about these things, also relating back to what Bianca was saying, like she's always been this way and she never saw anything wrong about it. Same as me, like my upbringing. My mom is not the kind of woman to be like, what are you wearing? Or like, don't be too loud. She was like, go be pasikat, go steal the show, hunty girl. And so I never really encountered such an environment where they're asking me to shrink down. But I learned, like, there's this quote from a book. It's like, it's other people that teach you your limits. And I think I've just, for a long time in my life, it's so hard for people to take me seriously. First of all, I look 16, even if I'm 23. I'm a woman. And how many times have I been, like, people have said, like, you're too big, you're too much, you're too loud. Like, how many times has that ever happened? And I think at some point, like, it's been said so many times that I'm just like, you know what? I'm betraying myself if I'm not being true to myself. And if you're keeping me from like loving a certain way or acting a certain way, no, because this is my life and you're not going to keep me from that. And I love that for the single mom that we were talking to earlier, that you literally did that, but 10 times over. And I really applaud you for that. Like, especially in this country, like, excuse me, like, wow. I am so happy with everyone and how everyone's sharing their story. It's so lovely. Like, wow. I feel like we need to talk to women who don't know this. Like, I feel like we're like a little bit of an echo chamber right now where we're like empowerment and being strong. But I feel like it's also connecting to what Larry says, empowering others. I think what we get from what we're talking about today, we bring it to other women who have no idea that this is possible, that you can be who you can be. So yeah, love you all.
Well, thank you so much, Tiarra. And I think, yeah, Leah wants to share as well.
Hello, can you hear me? Parang sumabog kasi yung mic ko after Fiola. Di kanaya si Fiola. Wait lang. Okay, so like, about the whole thing na parang mansplaining and emasculating thing, I just remembered something kasi in my family kasi like we have a lot of, very empowered women. Proud to be one of them because like I'm the eldest granddaughter, eldest daughter in my family. Alam mo yun, lahat na. So like my mom was like Fiola's mom's very supportive of my pabiboness. Like go be a star, go do whatever you want. Pero my dad kasi is like, I don't like to say very backward, pero parang stuck in the past, medyo na parang women are inferior, ganon. Basically. It's like, it's really funny lang kasi sometimes I hear him talk to my mom. Like, my mom does everything. Like, she cooks, she cleans the house, she takes care of us. Lahat yan. And like, I help my mom kasi we don't have help. So like, ako, like, very game ako mag-help. Pero yung dad ko, like, minsan, kinakall out ko yung dad ko, like, why don't you help minsan? Kasi my mom like does a lot na, and I'm just trying to lessen her load. And then my dad said, because like, I'm the dad and like, my role is just to provide, like, I don't need to do that. And I'm like, parang wrong. So like, I remember telling my boyfriend, I was like, kasi my boyfriend is very like, when I told him, when we get married, walang ganyan-ganyan. Like, wala kang, I'm not gonna help because I'm the dad. I'm not gonna help because I'm the man of the house. Parang, nag-agree naman siya. And I was like, I don't know why a lot of guys think that way. Yung parang, if you help out in the kitchen, kunyari, or cleaning the house, like, hindi ka na masculine. It's like, what the hell? You're just gonna clean the house. Like, it's just like human decency. And then, well, for me naman, like, I came from an all-girls school. So I feel like the school that I came from, SPCP, High Fiola, very, kami, empowered. The community in SPCP were all very empowered women. So when I got to college, started meeting guys, I remember when somebody came up to me and told me na gusto niya akong i-pursue, pero bossy daw. Kasi always reciting and always volunteering. Like, naging class rep ako on the first day of college. Ganon, like, bossy daw. Parang ganon. And then I was like, am I really? Like, am I bossy? Kasi I'm not sanay to people telling me that I'm bossy because in school, nag-uunahan kami for class rep, yung mga ganon. So like, I told my friend, I was like, this guy, like I told my best friend, I was like, this guy told me that I was bossy today. Like, it's probably the first time someone told me that. And then she was like, girl, you're not bossy, you're just a boss. And I was like, that stuck to me like forever. Like, every time na I feel like, okay, no, maybe I won't volunteer. But also like, I should because I want to. Like, syempre, if you want to, why will you not? So like, that was really like, you're not a bossy, you're just a boss. Like, as like what everyone said, like, as long as you're not stepping on anyone, it's okay to be unapologetic and unbothered. Like, that's something that I keep with me always. Na, be who you are and don't be shy about it, but don't step on anyone because that's not the right way naman to be unapologetic and unbothered.
Sorry. Sorry. Hi. Thank you so much for that, Pia. Yes. Yes, actually, it's a very quotable quote. Girl, you're not bossy, you a boss. That's so true. Okay, Renee, yeah, she wants to share now.
Hi guys. Oh my gosh, it's been such a long time. I missed Leia, Louise, Mania, the usuals, Bea, Thiola. Yeah, so actually I wanted to share something a bit different because I know a lot of you guys shared about how you guys have become unapologetic, and I definitely agree that it is really, for me, it is really a lot about seeing other people being unapologetic. So if anything, if you want to empower anyone, you should empower yourself first. That's really the best way you can help. The other thing I wanted to share about is, so I'm a work in progress feminist, and I think a lot has come up about masculinity, right? About mansplaining. And I feel like what we can't forget as well, like what Therese said and Bea said about kindness, right? But not only to women, but or also to men. Like being forgiving that, yeah, they sometimes really they don't really understand because they're not women. The same that we don't understand them because we're not men. We have to be because I feel like before I was so defensive about if may nangyari lang, like what the hell, I get so mad, so defensive. But you have to come from a place of kindness and of understanding and just explain it to them, because sometimes when you explain it to them, okay, gets na nila, and they'll help you out. And also, this culture of patriarchy, it's not only, I don't want to say oppressive, but that's the only word I can think of, to women, but also to men. Like there are expectations. Like I know male friends who are like super pressured to really do well and work because they are expected to be the breadwinners. Because like Liga's dad, sorry, na parang, there's this old image na parang the dad is the provider, he's the breadwinner, dapat the mom stays at home, takes care of the family. So on both sides, there are cons as well. There's pressure on both sides, right? And like men can't be emotional. Sometimes kahit the women tease the men, parang, bakit ko umiiyak? Like, honestly, diba? But, those things, so, ano rin sa kanila yun, like, it is a lot to them, because I know a friend who's like, nagkwento siya na someone passed away, and he really wanted to cry, but he didn't. I was like, why didn't you cry? Like, you can cry. He was like, no, and our family men don't cry. I was like, okay. So, diba? Like you hear things like that. So I just wanted to parang share that and bring light na parang sometimes like yun lang, let's extend kindness, I guess, like whatever we feel for women, I guess let's do the same for the men and for everyone else, especially even the older generation, right? Because it's different. They didn't know these things back. It was so different back then. So yeah, I just
Yay, thanks, Renee. Yes, that's so true. Like me understanding both sides, so important. So, all right, next we have Carol, who wants to share also.
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah. So I just wanted to share, like, I can totally relate to the topic because ever since I was in prep, I feel like people have been trying to, parang suppress who I am. Parang I remember being in prep, and then my mom, I would like, she likes putting clips on my hair and stuff like that. And every time na may buwana wika, for example, I always come in a really bongga costume, ganyan. And then, but teachers would be like, Carol, you look like a Christmas tree. And then our school, kasi it's also an all girls school, and our number one rule is simplicity, and I am anything but simple. So so it was like really hard until I would reach high school, and even grades, later in grade school, people are like, Carol, I am also really talkative kasi. And then they're like, you're so talkative, like our energy level at 7 a.m. is like so low, and then you're already so hyperactive. And then so at some point, I even had a suitor who said, na parang he stopped courting me because daw I was parang, actually I also like stuff na na parang mga designer stuff, ganyan. He said that I was too much for him daw, ganyan. Until I also reached college, na parang sasabihin nila. So I had this class blockmate in college. He was like, I don't know how to handle you. And I'm like, what? Who said that you had to handle me? I can't be tamed. Then, so it was like so crazy, like all the time that I was studying. People, and then I like dressing up like the other girls here. Talagang the world was my runway back in college. Kasi especially na we didn't have any uniform. So parang during field trips, talagang todo forma ako, ganyan. I could see the other girls laughing, but yeah, I don't really care. So, yun nga, that's where the being unapologetic, I think, comes in. So, how did I do that? So, I just stayed true to myself. So, parang, naisip ko, parang, it's either take it or leave it. That's it for me. Parang, if you can, the right people will appreciate you for who you are. That's what I believe. So, yun. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Carol. Yes, that was so. Yes, I super relate with what you said. Like, anything but simple. I love that. And anyone else wants to share those moments that they realize now, okay, I need to be unapologetic about myself. So, does anyone have any more stories that they want to share with the group? Yes, I can't be Tim. Yeah, that was so funny and so true, though. How about anyone from Pen Brothers? Yeah, I want to hear from Pen Brothers. All right, all right, cool. Hi, Sheena. All right, yeah, you should share.
Hi everyone. So nice to meet all of you and listening to everyone. So I used to be a very open and confident person. So I would be like you guys. Now I would lead projects, volunteer for becoming the teacher's pet or classes. Tapos, I think I was already very insightful when I was a child, but somehow people would choose to silence me. Like somehow they didn't want to hear my voice. And when I pitched ideas, they wouldn't listen to me. They would shut down my proposals. But when you hear the same ideas from, for example, like men, of course, they would consider it as a very good idea, like groundbreaking, even though I said the same thing like maybe even just 5 minutes ago. So it felt like I've been silent for so long that I wanted to stay in the background, even though people still continue to see me in the background and paint their own pictures of me without really getting to know me. So I've been taking steps to take back my voice, of course, and not being silent and just developing myself and letting letting myself remember that it's okay for me to take up space and to be heard, especially when the things that I want to say have value and they could help other people. And I think this is me starting to become unapologetically myself, especially now that gathered up my courage to actually volunteer right now and talk. So yeah, that's it.
We love you, Sheena.
Yay! Right. Thank you so much, Sheena. That's my former intern, by the way. So I'm proud, mama. All right. Yes, go Sheena. Yes. Anyone else? Nate, do we have time for one more or?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of time.
Oh, okay.
Can I piggyback
Right.
on
Yeah.
what you said?
All right.
Yeah. I just like to acknowledge the different personalities here because I do understand that there are women out there who don't usually show their strength or themselves being unapologetic by being loud and extra, and not that there's anything wrong with that. But there is this kind of thing that is also called as quiet confidence. There are people who just exude stillness and, like, I don't know, I can't explain it. There are different kinds of strengths. And I'd like to acknowledge that. Like, there are so many kinds of women out there who feel like they aren't as strong as the extroverts. They aren't as strong as the women who take lead. But there are so many things that you are capable of doing as an introvert behind the scenes that, unfortunately, it's not seen. But the truth is, if you're able to stand your ground and you're able to keep the respect on you, or you're able to maintain whatever integrity or dignity that you have, then that's fantastic. Because in this day and age, there's so much noise. There is so much noise, and I grew up in I think everybody, especially when you're in your early 20s, your mid 20s, maybe even towards the late 20s, you're kind of trying to grasp for not attention but significance. And sometimes the significance shouldn't come from noise. It should come from within. You should know what you want. You should know what you're worth. And you don't necessarily need to like say it out loud or be loud about it. You know what I mean? You don't have to smash the patriarchy to be a fantastic feminist or to be a strong, staunch feminist. You can support men, love men, educate men, and still be a feminist. You don't have to be an unapologetic, unaccountable woman who doesn't want to change herself to be an unapologetic, empowered CEO. You can also be the kind of woman na, yes, I'm unapologetic if you feel like you're insecure about me, but do I hold myself accountable when I say something that was uncalled for? Yes. Do I hold myself accountable when I do something that is literally and truthfully too much because it wasn't really something that was again called for? Yes. So again, it's a balance. And I really 100% would want to acknowledge the different kinds of women here and not just the ones who are not afraid to speak up. You know, I want to acknowledge the introverts. I want to acknowledge the women who are trying their best to find their significance, because it's not it strength and empowerment is not just one image, ladies. And the sooner we realize that, the more we will understand each other.
That was very well said. Thank you so much, Doctora. That was, yeah, like I super agree with accountability and the balance between, and like we have such a diverse image of what a woman is. So thank you for that. I think next is Jane. Yeah, she wants to share.
Yeah, just very quick, probably. I admire all of you actually. You reminded me of my friend, best friend, who helped me to become an apologetic. Um, I'm probably the opposite. You see, I'm just wearing white shirt, ponytail, you know, but I found myself in a position of being accepted by a person who is very loud and very outgoing and very open. um, so what I can share probably is um, the only time that I came out like this and be confident like this, because I was so shy. Like in a million years I wouldn't hit the button say I can go next. So but then when a person, my best friend with a very big personality came up to me saying, you know, accept who you are because I accepted who I am. That's, the time that we started a good conversation. um, we became so much alike because it's the opposite, the end of the end. And then we actually met somewhere in the middle. We found a common ground that people are not accepting us because, of course, they was like, go, babibo ka, ganyan. But then, of course, I will just be in the background. And her, she's like always in the top and in the front line. But then people will tame her, and people will like shut her down. So we found this common ground. Um, I think our turning point was when we talk about finding our purpose. Um, is that when the time we found our place. I found my purpose that this is, I will be a mentor. I will be just in the background. I choose I'm willing to advocate. It's become, to become like this. And also to her, she found her purpose. She's actually like, good. She was good in marketing. She's good with sales. She's like, so, and also I'm in the background saying like, this is what you do. This is what I advise you. I think that's what matters, is that we find strength to each other when we accepted each other. So right now, we have our people which we influence, and that's made me happy because when we choose our purpose and um, have the strength to sustain it and go for it, it doesn't matter if you are so loud, so soft spoken, but the purpose is, just what really matters. So that's just what I want to share. Oh my god, I'm shaking.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I love what you said about, like, everyone accepting each other. So thank you for that. Yeah, that was very lovely, as Renee said. Yes. Anyone else wants to share?
Me, I want to share. Shelly
All right.
here. Hi, everybody. Lovely to see everyone. It's been a while. Main was texting me nga, good, you're good to be back, no? But yeah, I hope everybody's doing fine, despite the whole, I don't know, kind of nakakapagod na situation. But I think I just like to echo what Dr. Bea said, no, na being quiet doesn't necessarily mean you're not confident or you're not empowered. I also before kasi when I was still new to this whole empowerment thing, no, parang I myself kasi I don't need validation from anyone else. I think that's a gift because most of the other women parang they need validation. They seek validation from the parents, from their friends, or from anyone else. But I myself kasi wasn't that type of person. Like I don't need anyone to say, hey, you're good at this, to know I'm good at that. So I think it just all boils down to being confident in your own skin, so that you can also empower other people. So parang for me, I just always, I mean, yes, mean, we've been friends back in college talaga, and she knows that I don't really give a fuck. Really. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, India, I mean, I love women who are very pabibo. I love women also who are not pabibo. I myself kasi parang I know kung saan ako gusto magpabibo. I don't have to be bibo all the time. So when I want to be bibo, I would. Pero kung hindi, it's fine. I let other people shine. It's not like a stage that you need to conquer every day, right? So for me talaga, I just always pray that parang with the type of personality that I have, is that parang may the Lord help me more, or parang I want to be a vessel for other women to find their own place. It doesn't have to take so much of a space. Just your own space. Alam mo yun, sapat na. Kung ano yung what you can conquer, 'di ba? So parang hindi lagi dapat na you have tons of followers, tons of likes, or your business is booming or not. But at the end of the day, what matters most is you. So you can also fill up the cup of other people. 'Di ba? Parang for me, ako yun lang talaga eh. So when people say to me na, oh, Shelly, you empowered me to do this, hindi man siya super big, just a small task or whatever, brings so much joy to me. It's because, girl, you gotta own it. I mean, di ba? I mean, this is the whole SHEeo thing, right? Being confident and all that. But girl, just don't dumb yourself down for other people. Like, even your own style, your intelligence, own it because that's unique. That's you, diba? Like, just quick story lang. When I was, parang, I think grade 4 or 3 even, I have this girl na, talagang inaway niya ako. Eh ako naman parang, I don't give a fuck. Parang, okay, if that gives you happiness, so be it. I mean, like, anong age ba tayo ng grade 4? I don't even remember, but very young, right? Ganun yung attitude ko. And then I remember her telling our teacher, kasi parang our teacher comforted her, kasi parang, oh, I've been hearing na, ganyan. So parang she said, because she's maarte. That's it. Words. Because she's maarte. I'm like, so? I mean, di ba? Parang, thank God na ganun ako, yung personality ko na parang I wasn't really affected by it. Eh kung mo arte, di mag-iinarte pa ako. Di ba? But baka you other girls, other Little Women, di ba parang they'll dumb themselves down. Parang ako, girl, own it. I mean, if I want to wear jewelry every fucking day, I would. If I want to wear a gown going to somewhere, I would. Kung gusto ko mag-shirt, jeans, magpambahay, gagawin ko. Because, di ba? So, yun lang. I mean, it's an easy thing for me to say because I'm built like that. But other women, they struggle, di ba? So I just hope that this community or growing community will just help other women feel good about themselves. Yun.
Shelly, we are soul sisters, I guess. We have to like call each other soul and teach everyone our we don't give a fuck ways. Kanina pa yan. Are you an Enneagram 8? Like me? Parang ganun ka rin.
Sisters.
Tuwa ako. Yeah.
Yun.
Oh my gosh, Shelly, I just want to share. Nung grade 3 ako, I had the same experience na may mga nagsabi na maarte ako sa teacher. Pero it's sobrang lala kasi this girl told my homeroom advisor na, ay, arte-arte ni Leah, like, gano'n. And then, nag-call pa siya ng intervention ng buong class just to say na I was maarte. Like, pasok akong school, tapos sabi nung advisor ko, na we're gonna talk about something. And then parang akala ko it was about like grades or performance ko sa school. Eh, di naman ako worried kasi good student naman ako, di ba? And then biglang, pinaupo niya ako sa front ng classroom. Tapos it was just ate girl leading the conversation. Tapos pinagsasabi niya lahat ng classmate ko na kung bakit ako maarte and why it's wrong. Tapos parang nandun lang ako sa front like, huh? What did I do to you?
Exactly. Alam mo, honestly, nakakaawa. Because parang, bakit kami mold in that way na you will confront other people just because they're expressing themselves. I mean, it has to go back to their core. Alam mo yun, probably their parents were super traditional. It's like, no, you have to be quiet, you have to be prim and proper because you're a woman. At the end of the day, it's really nakakaawa. So parang for us na nakakaintindi ng, I think, in this concept, no, it's best for us to educate them or extend patience, extend grace. I mean, not every battle you have to fight. Alam mo yun? Yung parang sometimes you just gotta educate them talaga. Kasi nakakaawa, parang I'm hoping na nag-grow na sila as a person now that we're, I don't know.
Oh my God,
in this
I
age,
super hope so.
Yeah.
I remember coming home that day, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, like my class held a whole intervention on me just to tell me I was maarte. And then my mom was like, labo. And I was like, yeah, I don't know why. Like, but ano problema nila sa akin? And my mom's like, siguro insecure lang si girl na, like, she made all my classmates say something na why they don't like me. It was very damaging as I don't know, how old was I? Like 10 years old. Like, syempre mentally, like, that stuck with me na she got my whole class to say something that they hate about me. And I was like, what's your problem?
Exactly. This is why as we should teach our daughters not to be offended by other women who are, a certain way. Because there is this notion na like na women, we also have our own kind of misogyny. Parang we're taught kasi na women shouldn't be like this. So parang we have that seed that's planted within us na parang this woman is so free, why can't I be? So we tear her down because women aren't supposed to be like this. This is what was taught to us ever since you were little girls. Why can't she fall in line? So that's kind of like a branch of misogyny, and you have to be careful because I think tama yung sinasabi nyo na it's the parents sometimes because you're raised a certain way, but also within ourselves. Up to now, even within myself, I have to listen and think na parang, is it just me? Is she really too much? Or is it just me having some misogyny going along that was planted into my head when I was a little girl? And do I need to correct it? So that's just, something you need to think. Like for me, I know my non-negotiables. For me, I'm gonna say it live. For me, I really don't see the point in women sexually exploiting themselves online just to sell a bikini or just to sell. I don't get it. For me, and that's my non-negotiable. But for me, that's not female empowerment. I feel like that's sexual objectification of the female body. That's for me. Pero again, that's, you have to know where your flags are, na parang anong okay para sa'yo, and when are you being too judgmental? When are you being too parang ganun? So that's something that we all have to think about as women, because sometimes it comes from us. And it isn't as innocent as what happened to Leah. Sometimes it transforms into something greater. Like, it's seen in cyberbullying, it's seen in so many things. Kaya I think this is a good conversation to have, because we're also talking about, aside from being unapologetic and being too much, like, when is it us being judgmental, and when do we actually have to pull rank and decide when it's something na, okay, we have to hold ourselves accountable, because it's really, truly damaging women. Okay, that's
So
all.
true. No, I hope for that girl's sake, I hope she grew out of that. Like, I wish her nothing but the best. It's just like, I will never forget that. And then when Shelly
Just one
told
last thing.
me it, I was like, whoa.
Okay, go ahead.
No, yun lang.
Just
Like,
one
your
last
story
thing
just
before I
makes me
shut up. Kung masyado kang babae, people will say you're maarte. If hindi ka naman masyadong babae, people will say you're a tomboy. Diba? So parang at the end of the day, just go for it. Kung anong gusto mo, because too quiet, people say, masyado ka naman tahimik. Too loud, sasabihin, ano ba ito, masyadong opinionated. Diba? So parang, wala. It's our time to shine. Girls, just go for it. Yun lang.
Can I add to what Shelly was saying, and actually even Jane? So about the whole, basically surrounding yourself with people that could be opposite. You know, there's different types of confident, like Bea said. And just an example, sorry, I know we're live on Facebook, but I want to mention it because this is something I like talking about. So for example, some of my friends are not very experienced, like, sexually, or they're becoming new to it. And I'm the type who's always been loud about it, because I want to let people know it's okay to talk about it. But I won't force anyone to talk about it. You know what I mean? So I do have some friends who even tell me to this day, like, they're very thankful that I started sharing my experiences, talking about it openly, because some of them came from girls' schools. I came from an all-girls school, but I transferred to boy and girl school after, and I was so happy because I love guys. You know, that's just me. I'm the Samantha. That's just basically what I'm trying to say. So basically, yeah, I agree with the whole, it's okay to surround yourself with different kinds of confident people. You don't have to be with, like, for me, I'm the very loud, energetic one, but some of my friends are very quiet, but they're very confident, like silently confident. And we just learn from each other. So going to, like, that whole, like, sex talk, like, I'm open to it, and she wasn't exposed to someone like that. So we're, like, very thankful for each other, because I get something from her, she gets something from me. And yeah, anyone needs to talk about something, let me know. I'm open to it.
So, I think Tiarra said that I have to take over for a bit. Got you, girl. Got you. Yeah, but thank you so much for that, Shelly, Leah, Dr. Bea, and Bianca for sharing. And I love, like, how we have so much perspectives about being unbothered and unapologetic. And I love that you are all sharing, and I'm really happy. And there's so much aha moments, actually. And I think one thing that I wanted to share also, why we entitled this Unbothered and Unapologetic, is that because there's a lot of facets to it, just like what you said. There's, like, quiet confidence, loud confidence, and all of that. But at the end of the day, what our goal was is to have this conversation, to have this discourse on, like, how you make it empowering, which is what we're really about here at the SHEeo Society. So, and I don't know what else to add. Maybe my story, why I chose being unbothered, because I feel like that's where my journey is at right now. As you all know, I'm turning 27 tomorrow. A lot of realizations, and as I've said, a lot of reparenting as well, because my idea of confidence before was totally different. it was really different. It has to be loud and all. But right now, I find happiness in creating. And that's why I've been creating so much already. Took my power back from that because I feel like that's where I am most unbothered and I am most unapologetic. I would I would fucking create that content if I want to, take photos if I want to, because that's where my flow is, and that's where I feel like I show up as my highest self. So as I've said, showing up, there's a lot of ways to it. If you love writing, if you love, speaking in front of my camera, or if you love doing a lot of things, then just do you. Because at the end of the day, ikaw lang talaga yun eh. You're the only one who can define it. It's not me. It's not even Shari. It's not even Tiara, or it's not even your club members. It's your own journey. It's your own realizations that you have to bring that out, and it takes time, but it's something that you have to savor, because make sure that you're seeing it. Kasi ako before, I just wanted to say, just because I wanted to prove a point and prove everyone wrong, I rushed into it. And then when I realized, like, I think 25, 26, that during that time, and then thank you for Shelly for pointing that out to me. Gotta say, she's very integral to my healing. I had to slow down because I realized, why the fuck am I rushing? That's why when Miss Zakia, did I say that right? When she mentioned about marriage, and I'm ready to be a mother, but I'm not ready to be a wife. That kind of like hit some spots because I'm turning 27 and naririnig ko na yung mom ko eh. She was already telling me na, nak, tumatanda ka na. Parang ako like, ang dami pang gagawin eh. I'm like that, and like, I just know where I am at, and I feel like as SHEeos, you have to trust yourself on that, and there's no other way. Kasi like, hear that voice inside of you where you want to be. I would jump on any decision if I want, if I feel like it. That's also another surprise for next time. But yeah, to my close friends, they know about this. They were a bit shocked, but as I've said, that's my journey. I'm gonna jump into it if I want to. Yeah. Tiara, are you okay? Sorry, kind of took that spot.
That's okay. Yeah, I asked me to take over because my net was unstable for a while, but I'm good now. I actually want to share one last thing, and it was actually kind of related to what Dr. Bay said about like different kinds of confidence with like women, because she mentioned about like the silent confidence, and I actually relate to it because before, like my story before, like I was very confident, I was very outgoing, but like like when my mental health like deteriorated, I became super introverted. Like I love being at home. I hate going out na. And like my friends really saw like the difference in me. Like it was so abrupt. And like what was annoying was they used to say na, yeah, like my earlier kwento, like I was too much daw. But like when I became an introvert, they said na, para you don't talk anymore, Tiara. And like it's also kind of what Shelly said na, if I'm too loud, you're gonna tell me that I should quiet down. If I'm too quiet, you're gonna tell me I need to, you know, lift up my voice more. So it's kind of confusing. So right now I'm at this point in my life where I just don't give a fuck anymore. So yes, just live your life. I love what Shelly said, what Dr. Bea said, and what Maine said. Of course, like we're not rushing anything, and yeah, and I want to revert back to what I said earlier about like if I'm not being I'm not being too much, it's that you're not enough for me. That's actually one of the quotes that stuck to my head right now. And we actually have so much quotable quotes today. I just want to acknowledge that. So thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for attending. Yeah. Back to you, Min.
Yes, thank you so much for such a lovely conversation. I'm just gonna call back my partner for the month, Shari. Shari, what's your realization naman today? I'm sure you like a lot of aha moments too.
Oh my gosh, we are talking to the right people. Lots of all the women here. We don't need any advice. They're the ones who need to like give this advice and share it to the world. There are a lot of all the light bulb moments here. It's easy for us. Like that's what I realize here. Like you guys are so unapologetic, unbothered, and grabe, like your level of self-awareness is so parang ang galing. A lot of women, a lot of other women aren't like that.
Yeah.
And I wish that we could empower them, even in the small ways. I think that's what our point here, right, Main, is like there's no one
Yeah.
way of being unbothered and
Mhm.
unapologetic, because what bothers me doesn't bother Main, or what I'm always sorry for, Main or Tiara or Bianca or Leah, they're not sorry for that, but I feel sorry for that sometimes. Like kunwari, someone kanina who he forgot her name, sorry, but she said, oh, I'm sorry, I look like this. Like, girl, no one is expecting you to look like a beauty
Yes.
queen today, so it's okay. Like, own what you look like. If you're a mess, if you feel like a mess, oh, I'm a mess, but I showed up. So
Yes.
there's no one way of being unapologetic. And thank you all for sharing your stories. Very, very empowering and encouraging, and I hope we can share this and we can continue this conversation, not just today. So yeah, thank you, Main. Thank you, Tiara, so much for partnering with us. And yeah, thank you for everyone for sharing your stories, for even listening, even those who didn't speak up, who are taking this all in and absorbing it. We see you. Thank you for listening and being here with us. That's all.
Yes, and Shari, we have Danny tonight. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes. Last one
Daniel?
pala, yeah, the one who supplied our caffeine for tonight. Good shot coffee. It's shot, not shit. So, but if you thought of shit, it's okay. You're our people, though. So, so yes,
Daniel.
Danielle, come
Hello,
up and share the story of Good Shot Coffee. Hi.
Yes.
hi guys. Can you hear me? Sorry. Gosh, I'm not super keen on talking to a lot of people, but hello, guys. Hello. Um, how's your coffee?
It's
How's the?
good.
So good.
Ayun. Thank you. I am Daniel. I am part of the Good Shot Coffee team. We sent you our lattes for you guys to energize your afternoon. And ayun lang, I'm just here to invite you guys for the opening of our cafe. It will be located in Poblacion, Makati, along Poblacion. It's in Enrique Street. And if you are part of the SHEeo Society, we can give you specialty drinks that you can try if you visit there. We will be open around September. So, ayan. Just a quick background with Good Shot. Either ano ba yun? Fine. Just a quick background with Good Shot. Someone said I thought shit. Yun nga it's more of a wordplay for the brand. Kasi, just a brief background with Good Shot Coffee. This brand caters to everyone, almost everyone in the community. And gusto nila yung approach is more friendly because they, they notice some coffee shops are kind of intimidating with the crowd yung vibe ng coffee shop. So they want everyone to feel na everyone's welcome. Everyone can try their drinks even if hindi masyadong ma-coffee yung tao. They can also cater to ayun, different palettes kung anong taste mo. Ayun lang. That's all. And I hope you can follow our Instagram, Good Shot Coffee, and just say you're part of the SHEeo Society and we can give you specialty drinks whenever you drop by there. We're opening this September. So, ayun. Yan lang.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yay.
so much. We enjoyed the
Thank
coffee.
you.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when things are better in the future, right, we'll have the coffee and convo in real life in your
Yes.
in your cafe.
In your
In
cafe.
the future.
Oo nga Para merong new setup. Sige.
Yay. Congratulations. Looking forward to your launch.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to the group also.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, it's such a celebration tonight, Shari. We pulled it off. Oh my God, biggest turnout for my coffee and convo. So that's why I'm celebrating tonight. I'm so happy we
Congratulations,
did
birthday
it.
girl.
Oh, thank you so much.
I didn't know actually last night. I didn't know how it's gonna be, and grabe the conversations that went on. Parang they didn't even need moderating. Parang everyone is just okay. My turn, my
Yeah.
turn. Parang wow, you guys are so fun to be with. Ang sarap yung kabonding. Yeah. Okay,
By the
but
way, to everyone who's here, we haven't met each other in person. Just the pioneer Sheos, like the first 15. Yun lang, kami lang. But that was it because pandemic happened. The first coffee and convo, and then that's it. So everyone here, we got connected through this, rectangle box of Zoom. And if you think that you cannot connect with anyone else online, just look at how we did it. It's possible. Can I just say? I'm sure a lot of the CEOs here have already collaborated, or have already created something. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. But as long as you lift each other up, that's what we do here anyway. So I hope you all can join us again here. Thank you so much for everyone who's here tonight. I'm gonna go quickly on the chat. So I really hope this pandemic ends so we could all see each other. Yes, Eloisa. Thank you so much. So anyway, Shari, do you have any last like parting words tonight? Oh, we have more events coming up.
yeah, so for our events, if you want to join our next ones, we have for next week Main's webinar on how to
My web-
unapologetically charge your worth. We thought of this because as business owners, as entrepreneurs, but we always are so shy to say our prices and our rates that sometimes we just feel like we'll just okay bring it down just so we can get a sale or a client, and then we end up with so many things on our plate na parang we said yes to just because we are so unsure of our rates and we just wanted this to get to that. So now Maine will, tell us. I'm actually gonna be a part of that as a blogger who I'm so scared to like send that button and okay, this is what I'm worth. So I'm gonna learn from Maine. And we also have
Yeah.
upcoming NARS makeup workshop for you guys. So if you wanna learn how to just the basics of makeup and as well as sabi ko, can we focus on the eyes? Like I wanna unapologetically learn how to make my eyeshadows pop kasi
Yeah.
naka-mask tayo parate. So when we're out and we're in masks, parang boom, pop na pop yung eyeshadow. But yeah, that's our NARS makeup. And we also have Unbothered Yoga, which is for the CEOs, for the working gals, for all of us who need a break, who need to stretch. We will have a yoga instructor, Belle, who will teach us yoga savasana, I think yoga and meditation. So it's like yoga and
Yes.
meditation in one. I hope to see you guys there. Thanks for
Yes.
having us. So
it's
excited.
all open to everyone. All you have to do is to RSVP to every event. So may mga sign up forms per event you have to RSVP because that's what we're looking at. Especially if we're gonna send you something your way again. Hopefully. We'll see.
Yay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much there.
Time, guys. Thank you,
Well,
Maine.
do you still have
Thank
your copy?
you.
Because we have to have a photo with
Oh, for
this.
those for
Well,
those
I
who
need a
have
little help on the screenshot. Can anyone from the club do this for me?
Kahit ubos na yung coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, smile. Second page. We have 2 pages, girls. I'm so happy. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, for sharing your energies, for sharing all your genuine stories. It's truly, truly priceless. And I hope to see you in our next events. This has been Min. Welcome home to the SHEeo Society, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye, everyone.
Nice to meet you all. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Thank you, Tiarra, to Pen Brothers.
Thank you
SHEeo
too.
Society. Bye.
Tiarra. Maine. I'm still
Bye,
here.
Shari. I'll talk to you in the
Yeah.
in the
Bye.
Bye.